Well, more news now from Norfolk, Suffolk and Essex. A haul of cannabis with an estimated street value of almost £2 million has been seized at Felixstowe docks. 600 kilos of compressed herbal cannabis had been shipped to the UK from Durban in South Africa. UK border agency officers were alerted to the 20-foot container because it had been listed as both wooden bowls and moisturising cream. Inquiries are continuing.
The RNLI says that it's bracing itself for the busiest weekend of the year along our coastline. Last weekend, Great Yarmouth Coast Guard said they coordinated more than 30 rescues on Sunday alone. They're expecting the bank holiday to be even busier. It's less than a month since 10-year-old Stella Ackenby from Milton Keynes drowned in the sea at Clacton.
Crimes against wild birds in the region were high last year. The Royal Society for the Protection of Birds received 95 reports of shooting, poisoning, trapping and the theft of birds and their eggs. The figure's only slightly down from 2007, when the charity received more than 100 reports. But the RSPB say many more crimes could have gone undetected and unreported.
Moving on to football now, and Ipswich and Southend are both out of this season's Carling Cup after defeats in the second round last night. Southend were 2-0 down at Premier League Hull when Frank Musa pulled a goal back for the Shrimpers. The final score there 3-1 to Hull.
So the no-shock result for Southend, and Peterborough won the regional derby with championship rivals Ipswich 2-1 there. The result puts extra pressure on town boss Roy Keane, who's seen his team win just once this season. After the game, he spoke to our sports correspondent, Donovan Blake.
I think the effort and the desire from the players is there for everyone to see, but again tonight, you know, the one or two turning points in terms, obviously, the penalty and the second goal. Again, bad goal from our point of view to concede, and we just can't seem to get over that finishing line, but we'll persevere, and I'm sure we'll get there. We were very pleased, obviously, with Pablo having his first game really since we came back pre-season. Obviously, Thomas scoring his first goal. Obviously, he'd be disappointed with the penalty. So, as usual, when you have a disappointing night, you try and look at one or two of the positives, and they certainly did the positives for us, and they'll be sharper for the game on Saturday.
And one or two other players got the opportunity as well. So overall, a lot to work for.
Well, we have to look forward to the next game. Disappointed. Listen, we went all out to win tonight's game, and as I said, you know, we've got proud men in our dressing room and proud staff, and our supporters who travelled up in great numbers again tonight. And as much as it might seem frustrating to everybody else, and it is for us, and trust me, we'll get it right. You know, it's a massive challenge, and you know, football, you know, despite there can be plenty of highs, there can be plenty of lows, and it's how you deal with it. And as I said, come the end of the season, we'll be all right.
Now, we all know how much our pets can miss us sometimes when we go on holiday.
But when Diesel the dog's owners took a trip to the seaside, he decided to make a voyage of his own and ended up 30 miles from home at Stansted Airport in Essex. Lorna Ramsey has more.
There's nothing like a seat with a view, and that's just the way Diesel likes it. He's becoming a bit of a seasoned traveller. When his owner Sarah Chapman went on her holidays, he went missing and was found 30 miles from home, hopping off the train at Stansted Airport.
I think it was amazing. I wouldn't have been able to do something like that, not knowing where I was going. I just think that he was upset because I left him, and he wanted me to be with him, so he come to follow me.
Sarah was visiting her mum here in Clacton when Diesel decided to take a trip of his own. And what a trip it was. He was being looked after by one of Sarah's friends in Tottenham when he disappeared. Somehow he managed to get on a train at Tottenham Hale, and from there it was on to Stansted. A journey that would cost you and I £17. Staff at Stansted Airport railway station grabbed him, and luckily he was chipped so he could be reunited with his owner.
Never had anything quite like this, and we've had tales of cats that have been stowed away on trains. And when I had the call in the press office last week, and it's August, and I thought, oh, it's one of those August stories, and you start researching it, and it actually obviously did happen. The fact that the dog had found its way to Tottenham Hale and went all the way through to the airport, and thankfully our staff there did a great job and looked after it, and then the dog warden took over at the local council.
Diesel has become a bit of a celebrity with staff here. And with hospitality like this, he might well come back again. Lorna Ramsey, Anglia News, Stansted.
A 94-year-old from Suffolk has knitted more than 250 jumpers for charity in 2 years. Hilda Herington, who's from Woodbridge, decided to take up her knitting needles when she was recovering from a fall. Now she knits every day using wool she's given by people who come to visit the care home where she lives. She then gives the finished jumpers to her local Oxfam shop, which sends them off to Africa.
By knitting, it's helping me to use my hand that I would lose the use of, and it's helping the children out in Africa. And also, I do the knitting because I can talk at the same time, and I like to.
Which is nice to hear. Now, Ipswich is gearing up to host an Olympic delegation from Azerbaijan. The Borough Council has negotiated the week-long visit with the Azerbaijani Olympic Committee. If the athletes like what they see, it's expected they'll select the town as their Olympic HQ during the London 2012 Games.
Now, you might remember that we told you last night about final preparations for a mock terrorist incident that was about to be staged by police in Milton Keynes.
Midsummer Place shopping centre was the setting for a fake chemical attack put on by the Thames Valley Force. It was all to help make a new training video to raise awareness about dealing with the terrorist attack. Emma Baker was there to watch it unfold.
2 people have been confirmed dead, but that number will surely rise as the rescue operation continues. At least 150 people are known to be seriously injured.
Britain is facing an imminent terror threat after a car was driven at speed into the main terminal at Glasgow Airport.
It's a real-life threat that we hear about on a regular basis. But how do we prepare for a terrorist incident happening on our doorstep? This makeshift film set is the latest effort by Thames Valley Police to raise people's awareness about the threat. Using a team of actors, they're staging a mock attack on Midsummer Place shopping centre in Milton Keynes. The incident police are creating tonight is a chemical attack. And if there was such an attack here in the centre, people's reactions would be immediate. So the make-up team here are now doing their best to create those symptoms.
First of all, you're going to get the pale face, then you're going to start finding this perspiration, then they will start runny nose, fluid coming from the mouth, and then then they're going to start to collapse and having difficulty breathing in and out. So therefore, that's why you get the blue face, because of the lack of oxygen.
The incident is filmed for a training video to teach security staff how to deal with a terrorist incident. And it's not long before the scene is set.
3, 2, 1, action!
If a terrorist was to choose a target, a most likely target would be a crowded place, and a shopping precinct would actually fit the bill. What we want to do is to create an awareness so people are prepared, so they know how to react, which is far better than doing nothing whatsoever.
For the actors, the scenario certainly felt realistic.
I think it'd be very frightening to be in this sort of situation, to feel overcome by everything and everyone's sort of running away and you can't go anywhere.
So also it opens your eyes that what to expect in this real world and what to look for as well, which I think is good in a way to be part of this project.
Police are keen that everyone is prepared for any attack, but of course the real hope is that an incident like this never becomes reality. Emma Baker, Anglia News, Milton Keynes.
It did look realistic, didn't it? Bit of a gear change now.
Certainly is. They're a welcome sight in our gardens at this time of year, but tonight there's a warning that hedgehogs are in peril because of the way that we're using our garden trimmers.
The owners of a hedgehog sanctuary in Norfolk says she's been inundated with animals that have been badly injured by people using the equipment carelessly.
Well, our reporter Natalie Gray actually went